Hey there, today we're gonna do a review of the Troubadour Matrix Backpack. In this video, I'm gonna break this bag down. I'm gonna talk from my experience of reviewing 500 plus of the world's best bags, and we're gonna leave no stone unturned. I'm gonna pack the bag out, give you my honest pros and cons, and in the case that you're not quite sold this is the bag for you, you're gonna wanna stick around to the end of the video, because there I'll make some alternative bag recommendations that are gonna be similar to the Matrix, but also have some key differences, so you can find the best bag for your needs. Let's talk about the gist of the Troubadour Matrix Backpack. Troubadour is a British company known for making carry gear and backpacks that are always more on the sophisticated side. And it's interesting because they're a brand who's like a peripheral carry community brand. That means that like people in this crazy community of bag nerds like myself, we like Troubadour. And like, they're cool, they're in, but they also like do their own thing as well. And doing their own thing means that they bring some innovative things to the table, a lot of which I really enjoyed when I was testing this bag. Let's talk about the top features. Most importantly, probably is going to be this beautiful, sophisticated business aesthetic. We've got a quick access top pocket, a super fascinating gusseted accordion pocket right here at the bottom, and I've got a lot to say about this pocket. I'm gonna talk about it in a bit more detail 2 chapters from now. We've got a water bottle pocket and a side quick access pocket. We've got a half opening to the main compartment with a bit of organization on that back panel, and a shoulder strap phone pocket, which I again have some thoughts on. We'll talk about that 3 chapters from now. The Matrix Backpack currently comes in 1 color option. Now let's talk about the bag's size and dimensions. It's advertised at 20 liters, so let's test that out. All right, as you can see, I filled up the main compartment, as well as the 2 front compartments. Front top pocket, it's about 1 liter in size, so the size of a really small sling. The larger bottom pocket, looking at about 2.5 liters in size, which is the capacity of a medium-sized sling. So we're at 3.5. So you can see right here with those 3 compartments, we're at 5, 10, 15 liters of capacity. So if you add in the laptop compartment, it's got some spaciousness to it. And the 2 side pockets, I think that you're gonna be around 20 liters of capacity, but it's definitely a tighter 20 liters. Dimensions of the bag. We got a height of around 18 inches, 13 inches width, and a fully packed out depth of 6.5 inches. Troubadour claims this bag weighs 2.6 pounds. Our scale's coming in just under 3 pounds though. So it seems like the bag is slightly heavier than advertised. This is the Matrix Backpack when it's empty. And this is the bag fully packed out and worn on the Nomads Nation squad. Margaret's 5'2", I'm 5'8", and Jason Bagmoa is 6'1". And don't worry, I'm gonna pack out this bag throughout the entire review so you can see exactly what it fits. All Troubadour bags are protected by their 5-year guarantee against manufacturing defects. And for all that, this bag runs around 279 USD. And if at any point during this review you're thinking to yourself, damn, that is the Matrix-y sophisticated backpack of my dreams, totally gonna pick one up, and you're gonna make a purchase, we do recommend doing so using the first link in the description below. Reason being, that link makes sure that you get the best price, and we oftentimes have discount codes, especially for Troubadour. But that link also helps us support the Nomads Nation YouTube channel and team, so we can keep making the best bag reviews on the web. Thank you very much. All right, let's talk about the front of the Troubadour Matrix Backpack. The aesthetic, I think, kind of speaks for itself. Super businessy, super professional. If you're drawn to it, this bag, like that's probably going to be the biggest reason why. Troubadour's branding is very subtle right here in like a metal type material. It could be plastic, but I think I'm going metal. Final answer on metal. It just helps to give the bag that sort of like, I don't know, sophisticated is the best word to describe this bag. It's just sophisticated as dude. But that doesn't come at the cost of functionality, because let's talk about these 2 front pockets, because they were really interesting additions to the bag, as to where a lot of modern business work bags are focusing on being very sleek. And sleek, like let's use the Peak Design Everyday Backpack as an example, means like flush, right? You just want it like having a flush look. Where on the opposite end, Troubadour's like, no, let's make pockets and let's give them volume. And you can see these pockets each have their own volume. We just measured them, as you get 1 liter of space in the top pocket and almost 3 liters of space in this bottom pocket. But let me show you how they actually pack out as well. Now the top pocket is a bit more basic, no additional organization. You just got a key leash and a little AirTag sleeve right there. But the bottom pocket's more interesting, and I think it's actually the defining characteristic of this bag, and I really like it. I got a lot of use out of this pocket, and it's just really interesting. It's like this tech pouch on the exterior of your bag, or even like a small sling on the exterior of your bag. I swear you have plenty of organization, but the difference is like this gusset system as to where it's sort of just like presenting your stuff like a little butler. Like, here you are, sir. Whatever you need, I'm at your service. And I just think that the functionality of this pocket rocked, and I couldn't find a lot of things about it that I didn't like. I just got a bunch of random EDC stuff to kind of show you what the pocket can and cannot fit. Small novel, you can totally slide it in there. Close it up, easy peasy. I'll go ahead and put my book here, wallet, tissues, some backup meds. You also got these elastic pockets here, which I hate. I hate them not in this bag, on any bag. I just find them pointless. Like, in essence, you're supposed to use like wires and put them there for organization, but these are really loose. And they get looser with time. I'm just not a fan of pockets like that in backpacks in general. And then you got the back zippered pocket, throw a phone charger and a pen in there. But really, it's not gonna be a spot for larger, bulkier things. You might be able to get just your headphones in there. Yeah, I wouldn't really do that. I don't even know if the book will fit. Yeah, book is flat, so we're okay there. And that's basically what that pocket's giving you. And then when you're at your office, bag's on the floor next to you, it just sort of opens like this. It's a really cool feature. The best and most defining feature of this bag. Really nice execution from Troubadour, bringing something unique and interesting to the table. Love this pocket. But for some, you might be craving a bit of that organization on the top pocket as well, which has nothing. Good spot for your keys. You can attach them to the key leash if you want. My packable tote can go in there. iPhone 13. And because of the independent volume of these pockets, they're just really functional. They work really well, and like it works with the design of the bag. Overall, there's not a lot to dislike about the front of this bag, minus one thing. And for some people, that's gonna be the choice of zippers, which we'll talk about in the next section. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's talk about the middle of the Troubadour Matrix backpack. Before I bring up that con though, let's talk about the side access. We got a water bottle holder. It looks like it's gonna be a little tight. How tight, we will test in just a minute when the bag is fully packed out. Now on the other side, we got another pocket that I'm a big fan of, which is this little half sort of moon-shaped pocket with a really nice microfiber lining in here. This material feels great, and it's a great spot for carrying your phone, AirPods, or as Troubadour advertises, maybe a small umbrella. But here's what I don't like about this pocket, and potentially the bag in general, is just how many PU-coated zippers are on this bag. And you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4 sections that use PU-coated zippers. And PU-coated zippers are, well, they got pros and cons. Pros. Great for weather resistance. We did a test here on Nomads Nation, actually seeing if PU-coated zippers were BS. We found out they weren't. But they're not like waterproof, but they do help water resistance. Definitely increases water resistance. I've gone ahead and linked that video above if you want to check it out. But on the con side, zippers like this are a little stickier, and they can look like this over time. Not a guarantee, but PU equals polyurethane equals plastic equals can potentially peel. And you have a lot of potential spots in this bag that could peel, including this right here, which is a vegan leather, which at the end of the day is plastic as well. Whether or not any of these fabrics will peel, we have no idea, but whole point of these reviews, right, just to kind of make you aware of all the pros and all the potential cons. Minus how sticky this pocket is though, with the PU-coated zipper, it's stickier than normal. But it's a really great pocket to have for quick access. Swing the bag around, grab whatever you need. The security of a pocket like this is up for debate. So if you have your phone in there, I don't know if it's gonna work for everyone, but the access of a pocket like this is great. Overall, very nice execution from Troubadour there as well. Now let's get into the main compartment. We have this half zip opening, a really nice lining. And notice on the inside, we have a lighter colored lining. This lighter color helps to create a highlight effect, making it easier to find what you put where in your bag. But I don't love the organization of this section as much. So I got some more EDC stuff here. But one thing to note about this section not being my favorite is just the lack of access, right? Zippers are stopping here and here on either side. So this is not gonna be that full clamshell style opening, which I think is okay though on a bag this size, 15 to 20 liters, as to where it's not a travel bag, right? You don't need it to fully open all the time. And the crease is actually very nicely executed as well, because there's no fabric here that's going to get damaged. This polyester will be perfectly fine. And again, we're getting like this butler presenting to you whatever you might need. But I feel like we definitely could have had some sort of organization on this panel here. Like, it just seems like it was ripe for just like a zippered pocket. Because the problem is that these pockets become a little bit more inaccessible the more the bag's packed out. I'm gonna go ahead and throw some more meds in this back pocket, as well as a notebook. You can see this is actually a pretty deep pocket. So this larger notebook just barely zips shut. I like these pockets here for my over-ear headphones, Sony XM5s. But one thing about lining pockets like this is they're a little tight. Not too tight, but they're not gonna expand as much as like a pocket made out of power mesh or Darlington mesh. You know, I think like pockets that have like a lot of elasticity or fabric that has a lot of stretch to it. But I will say Troubadour's internal game is really strong. Like these fake leather trimmings right here. The whole presentation is just beautiful. But you can see right here, a good slot for a pen. And again, my iPhone 13 does fit in here, but the more packed this pocket and this one is, the harder this pocket is to use. And just in general, like you can see, axis is getting a little tight. It's okay like this. But if you got the bag fully packed out with a tech pouch and a hoodie, let's just say, which is pretty light for a day, right? Now, whatever is organized here is blocked, which is fine. This is common in a lot of backpacks, but again, I just feel like some space here could have been utilized. But if you can see, it's not too full. These pockets can fit something bulkier too. Like for instance, this guy right here, will my Infinicore fit? Absolutely. Side note, this is the Infinicore P3 Pro. And this has been a game changer for me in terms of just like being a digital nomad and traveling, as to where it's an adapter, right? I can plug it in and plug in multiple things simultaneously. But then when it's plugged into the wall, it's actually charging, making it a portable battery as well, which is just like the best of both worlds. Like it's already plugged into the wall, so it might as well be charging, right? Genius. I carry this thing everywhere with me. To learn more about the Infinicore P3 Pro, be sure to check out the pinned comment below. Top handle, super nice. Again, we're using the fake vegan leather here, but you got a lot of width, a lot of room to put the hand under, and a really interesting material selection. It's like kind of rubbery underneath, but it feels nice. It gives you a bit of extra grip. I think it's a really nice handle. This bag is almost 300 USD, right? So when you have a touch point like this, you want to just feel that extra luxury. Like you want to know where that money went. And a bit of R&D definitely went into this handle. It's got a very nice feel to it. Water bottle holder. Let's test it out with a 24-ounce Columbia. You can see we're sliding in. You can see this does fit. We've got a bit of expansion right here. We're not eating into the main compartment too much, but I think that's as big as it's gonna get with a water bottle. I don't think the 1 liter Yeti is gonna fit. Let's test it out. Hey. Oof. Yeah, I'm gonna, okay. We are, ow. I hurt myself, but we got the Yeti in there, barely. So I'll say a diameter of 3¼ inch. That's the girthiest you're gonna get into this water bottle holder. Final note on the middle, self-standing. Does pretty well. I tested this bag out packed in different ways. I think it's a really, really good self-stander, and it should be, right? I mean, it's got a flat bottom. The only problem is gonna be the thin profile. It will cause it to lean forward sometimes a little bit, but more or less, like I give it like a 4 out of 5 on the self-standing scale. And I gotta say, like if you're enjoying this review, like deep dives into PU-coated zippers and how well the bag stands up, then I have some news for you. You might be a bit of a bag nerd. And if that's the case, I wanna welcome you to the community if it's your first time here. And also tell you that here at Nomads Nation, we don't just do epic bag and gear reviews on our YouTube channel, but we also have the Nomads Nation newsletter. And in that newsletter, you can look at me like you're a reporter in the field, where I'm coming directly to you in your inbox once a week with all the top events that are happening in this industry. I'm talking about newest releases, limited edition drops, and exclusive access to our discount codes and giveaways. So if you want to keep your finger on the pulse of what's happening in this amazing industry, like it's so cool, and like we pour our heart and our soul into this newsletter. I'm very proud of it, and if you like gear, like you're gonna love it. If you want to sign up, you can do so with this globe emoji in the description below. Hope to see you in your inbox. Let's talk about the back of the Troubadour Matrix Backpack. Starting with the laptop compartment. And it's interesting because this bag, as I mentioned, is loaded with PU-coated zippers, too many in my opinion, but they didn't put a PU-coated zipper on the laptop compartment, which is the area that other bags would be the only zipper they would put a PU coating on. Troubadour kind of freaking doing it their own way. So instead we have a storm cover, right? Which is basically just a flap of fabric. And this is gonna have its own unique set of pros and cons. The pro is there's no PU coating here, so there's no potential peeling that'll happen. But the con is this fabric, it never stays the way that you want it to, right? Like it always just kind of, like think about it, it's just this big. And it's just kind of like this. And you're like, go down. You want it to be nice and sleek, right? But the other problem with a storm cover like this is especially on these corners, zippers can get stuck sometimes. It's never gotten like snagged, but like it's just science. You got a really tight corner with this fabric buildup and the zipper's trying to get around it. You know, you're getting slowed down there a lot. And you can see right here with the storm flap, it's just, it kind of hangs out a little bit. And, these are minor nitpicks, but things that are also important when you're spending almost $300 US on a backpack. But once you do get past that rain cover, you can see we got the tech compartment back here, which I preloaded with a laptop because I was astonished that this could fit. It fits a 17-inch Asus VivoBook. I cannot believe that a bag this small, this thin, can actually fit that, which means we're compromising a false bottom. Now this means a couple things. One, it means if you have a larger laptop and you want a smaller backpack, this is one of the few that can actually accommodate it. You can see it slides in beautifully. And for the tablet compartment beneath it, we can also fit my 13-inch MacBook Pro very well as well. These compartments are using a really nice microfiber lining, bit of padding here as well. But the false bottom's not amazing. It's okay. We're like, it's at the bottom. All right, there's no real false bottom, but we do have some padding on the bottom of the bag, which is really nice actually. Got some really nice, it's like juicy. That's some good padding. So we're not elevating the laptop on this bag, but there is still a bit of protection with that padding in case you drop your bag. Yeah, it feels actually very, very protected. But one thing that was less protected with this bag when I was wearing it was the shoulder straps. One of my least favorite parts of not just this bag, but any Troubadour bag. And that's just kind of like my comfort preferences though. Because everyone's comfort preferences are different. These shoulder straps, as you can see, they're kind of like, I always just say like it feels like they disintegrate. Like you can just see like there's no structure in them. And for me, that's a compromise in comfort. Versus a shoulder strap like this, you can hear it's actually got like structure in there from this PU foam, right? That's the Adelon and the PU foam is behind it, perfect. So example of what I like, example of what I don't like. But that's gonna vary from person to person. The width, 2.5 inches, I'm cool with that. But it's really that depth, 1 cm, not my preference. Now, another two things that are not my preference in regards to the shoulder straps. One is how the excess nylon at the bottom of the shoulder straps is managed. As to where we have these cool little bits of hardware, right? Where it's like really clean when the bag is set up to a particular length with the shoulder straps. But when you go tighter, if you're a smaller build like myself, then we're getting excess dangle, these bunny ears. You see that? And there's no way to get rid of those. They just exist. So it's not a problem if you wear your bag looser or at the perfect leg level, but otherwise, you're gonna have some dangle, and no dangle Dan hates that. And so do I. We are aligned on our dislike for excess dangle. One other thing I don't love about the shoulder strap is this pocket here. Now here's the deal, it's okay. I also have a bit of a vendetta against shoulder straps and pockets because your shoulder strap is going around the body, right? It's curved, and this is where you're getting your comfort. And now you want me to put like a hard thing in here? What's a bag that's done a good shoulder strap pocket, Margaret? We just did one recently. Wasn't there one that we were like impressed with? What was it? We see some bags try and do it. We don't think a lot of bags really nail it. This one's okay. You can see I got my phone in here. iPhone 13 again, huh? That was the Peak Design Outdoor Backpack. That's a good call. So that's a pocket that on the shoulder strap that we thought did really well. Because this one in contrast, there's not a lot of padding. And this pocket is a little tight. You can see here when I'm outside trying to take it out, and putting it back in, it just took a little extra oomph. Versus the Peak design, it didn't look anywhere near as sexy as this pocket looks. This one still looks okay, but it's a lot more functional. What do you think about shoulder strap pockets like these? Do you appreciate the effort? Do you need your backpack to have a shoulder strap pocket? Let me know your take on this controversial design choice in the comments below. I think this bag will make a great suitcase companion for a few reasons. One, just the way it's built and the access to the pockets. But two, do you see how easy that was to slide on? A lot of bags, they have a luggage pass-through holder, but it's not that seamless. But also, like I just said, it allows you to carry the bag upright. So you can see right here, this whole thing you got going on with that gusseted butler pocket, that is great. Holy crap. So for all you business travelers out there, if you're looking for a sophisticated and chic backpack to pair with your suitcase, this is gonna be a great option. That luggage pass-through right here, as you can see, it's stitched into these sides, so it's not gonna pop out anytime soon, but it's a chunky padding area right here. So when I was wearing the bag, I could sometimes feel an unevenness in terms of lower back padding versus top back padding, as to where this one just kind of feels like it jets out a little bit more. Not that that's uncomfortable, it's not. But sometimes it is somewhat noticeable. Now let's jump into the moment y'all been waiting for. Let's give the overall scores for the Troubadour Matrix Backpack. For the comfort, I give it a 3 out of 5. I think it's okay. It's not uncomfortable. Probably would have gotten boosted up with a sternum strap, but overall, gets the job done. For the overall value, I think $279, a 3 out of 5 as well. I would have liked to have seen a lifetime warranty at this price point. And for the overall score, I give it a 3.5 out of 5. Let's talk about the overall pros and the cons of the Troubadour Matrix. Pro number 1 is the awesome design of the front butler pocket. Pro number 2 is the fact that these two front pockets have so much independent volume in themselves. And pro number 3 is gonna be the versatility of that tech compartment. I can't believe it fit a 17-inch laptop. But on the flip side, all bags have cons. Here are my cons for the Matrix. Con number 1 is, I didn't love the comfort for the shoulder straps. Con number 2 is this thing's got a lot of PU-coated zippers. And con number 3 is gonna be the compromised access in the main compartment. But there's a good chance that if you're still watching this, you're thinking to yourself, damn, I hear you with the cons, but I don't care. I'm picking one of these things up. This bag rocks. And that's the case, and you're gonna make a purchase, just a reminder, we do request doing so with the first link in the description. That link just makes sure that you get the best price, and if we have any discount codes, that's what they'll be. But if not quite sold, I did tease some alternatives earlier in the video. Let's talk about them. First up, if you're new to the Nomads Nation channel, I highly suggest watching our leaderboard video. This is where myself, Margaret, Marissa, Tab, the whole Nomads Nation squad, we get together and talk about our favorite bags in distinct bag categories, so you can get a great idea of what the best options are on the market. And I've gone ahead and linked that above. But if we're pretty close with the Matrix, here's 2 alternatives that you might like a little bit more. Alternative suggestion number 1 is gonna be the Nomatic Backpack. Great pick for you if you're looking for that businessy, kind of sophisticated bag, but you need more pockets and more features. Plus the Nomatic bag also expands from 20 to 24 liters. It's a cult classic. It's got a ton of awesome features. It's a really cool bag. And alternative number 2 is going to be the Pioneer Panda Pack. It's got a really similar silhouette to the Matrix. It's got pockets of their own independent volume, but no PU-coated zippers, clamshell opening to the main compartment, and it comes in a killer green color that we just love here at Nomads Nation. Honestly, all 3 bags are great. They just have their own unique set of pros and cons, and you gotta figure out which one best suits your needs. So to learn more about the alternatives, you can just go ahead and watch these videos here. If you got any questions about any bags, be sure to let me know in the comments below or in the Nomads Nation subreddit. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Aaron, this is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you next time.